Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm glad you could join us. Today, we'll be exploring a comprehensive overview of key frameworks like JIT, supplier networks, and total quality management that are shaping modern automotive manufacturing. This is Module 5, Inventory, Purchasing, and Quality, under Operations Management in the Auto Industry. We'll cover how these concepts work together to improve efficiency, quality, and responsiveness in auto production. So, let's dive in and see how these strategies are driving innovation in the industry. Now, let's take a closer look at how just-in-time, or JIT, impacts the auto industry. It helps minimize inventory holding costs, which means less money tied up in stock that might not sell right away. This approach also boosts efficiency by streamlining the entire production process. And perhaps most importantly, it eliminates waste, whether that's excess parts, time, or effort. In practice, production operates on a strictly monitored pull system. This means the manufacturing process responds directly to real customer demand, rather than relying on estimates or forecasts that can be off. By doing this, companies can be more flexible and responsive. To put it simply, JIT is a lean management strategy that aligns raw material orders precisely with production schedules. Instead of stockpiling parts in advance, materials arrive just in time for their use. This tight coordination helps companies reduce waste, cut costs, and stay agile in a competitive market. It's a core element of lean manufacturing and a key driver of efficiency in the auto industry. Let's take a closer look at the core elements and principles of JIT. First, we have triggering production and material replenishment only when there's actual demand from the downstream process. This approach helps us significantly reduce work-in-progress inventory, which is a key goal of lean manufacturing. Next is the pull system, often implemented through Kanban. This system ensures that parts and materials move smoothly through each stage of production without unnecessary delays or interruptions. When everything flows seamlessly, we minimize bottlenecks and idle time on the factory floor, making the process more efficient. And then we have continuous flow. The idea here is to eliminate activities that don't add value, what we call muta. This includes overproduction, waiting times, unnecessary transportation, and excess processing steps. By streamlining these, we make sure that every step in the process contributes directly to delivering value to the customer. All these principles work together to create a more responsive, lean, and waste-free manufacturing system, which is at the heart of the JIT philosophy. When we evaluate JIT implementation, one of the most critical aspects is understanding the zero-error margin. This means that even a single missing component can bring the entire assembly line to a halt immediately, highlighting how precise and delicate this system is. Next, supplier dependency becomes a major factor. JIT relies heavily on having absolutely reliable suppliers who can deliver exactly on time, every time. Any delay or mistake on their part can cause significant disruptions. This naturally ties into supply chain vulnerability. JIT systems are highly susceptible to disruptions such as natural disasters or transit delays. Because inventory buffers are minimal, any unexpected event can have a ripple effect on production. However, on the flip side, JIT offers notable flexibility. It makes it easier to adapt quickly to changes in market demand or vehicle design, allowing manufacturers to be more responsive and agile. Efficiency is another key benefit. By streamlining processes and reducing lead times from order to delivery, JIT helps optimize resource use and improve overall productivity. Additionally, smaller batch sizes mean faster detection of defects, which contributes to continuous quality improvement. This proactive approach helps maintain high standards. Cost-wise, JIT significantly lowers warehousing and inventory holding costs, freeing up capital and reducing waste. Of course, it's important to recognize the limitations and risks. While JIT can be highly effective, it requires careful coordination and risk management to mitigate potential vulnerabilities in the supply chain. Building a resilient, cost-effective, and strategic supplier network is essential for maintaining high-volume automotive production. When we talk about purchasing and supply management, we're focusing on creating strong relationships with suppliers that can adapt to market changes and disruptions. The goal is to ensure that our supply chain is not only reliable, but also flexible enough to handle fluctuations in demand. Cost efficiency plays a huge role here, as we need to manage expenses without compromising quality or delivery timelines. A strategic approach means we're constantly evaluating and optimizing our supplier partnerships to align with our long-term production goals. Overall, by building such a network, we're safeguarding our operations against risks, reducing costs, and supporting sustainable growth. It's all about making sure that our supply chain is a competitive advantage, not a vulnerability, as we continue to scale our high-volume production capabilities. Let's take a closer look at the purchasing objectives and duties. One key concept here is the economic order quantity, or EOQ. This is all about finding the optimal order size that minimizes total inventory costs, balancing ordering costs with holding costs. It helps us ensure efficiency and cost savings in our procurement process. Next is relationship management. Building long-term, collaborative relationships with our Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers is crucial. Strong partnerships lead to better communication, reliability, and ultimately, better quality and pricing. Negotiation is another core duty. Our goal is to secure favorable price points without sacrificing quality. Effective negotiation can significantly impact the overall profitability of our vehicles. Sourcing is also vital. We need to identify reliable sources of materials and components from around the globe. Finding dependable suppliers ensures we maintain quality standards and meet production schedules. Overall, the purchasing department plays a pivotal role in determining the final vehicle profitability. Everything we do, from managing costs to fostering supplier relationships, directly impacts the success of our products in the market. Now, let's walk through the procedure of purchase, which is essential to understanding how our procurement process works. First, the process begins with the requisition stage, where the production department identifies a need for specific items and raises a formal request, detailing what is needed and in what quantities. This step is crucial because it sets the foundation for everything that follows. Next, we move into sourcing. Here, purchasing evaluates potential vendors, requests quotes through RFQs, and carefully analyzes bids, considering both cost and quality to select the best supplier. This ensures that we're making informed decisions and getting the best value. Once we've identified the right supplier, a formal purchase order, or PO, is issued. This PO acts as a legal contract between us and the supplier, clearly establishing the terms of delivery and expectations. The final step in the process is the receipt and payment. Goods are received, inspected against the purchase order to ensure they meet our standards, and only upon approval do we process the invoice for payment. This step ensures accuracy, quality, and accountability, maintaining transparency and control across the entire supply chain. Together, these steps form a systematic approach to procurement that supports our overall goals of efficiency, transparency, and cost management. Now, let's explore some of the methods used for vendor rating. First, we have the cost ratio method. This approach involves analyzing the supplier's performance by looking at the additional costs we incur due to issues like poor quality or late deliveries. Essentially, it translates all those performance metrics into clear, objective financial impacts, helping us understand the real cost implications of working with a particular vendor. Next is the weighted point method. This is more of a quantitative approach where we assign specific weights to key factors such as quality, price, and service. Say, 40% for quality, 35% for price, and 25% for service. Vendors are then scored based on these weights, giving us an objective numerical comparison. It's a straightforward way to rank suppliers based on what's most important to our business. Then we have the categorical plan, which is more qualitative. In this approach, buyers categorize suppliers as good, neutral, or unsatisfactory across various performance parameters. These judgments are based on personal experience and historical data, providing a more subjective but still valuable perspective on supplier performance. Overall, systematic evaluation of our suppliers through these methods is crucial. It helps us manage our supplier network more effectively by making informed, data-driven decisions, ensuring we partner with the best vendors for our needs. Driving excellence through total quality management, quality circles, and iterative frameworks is really about creating a culture of continuous improvement. When we talk about total quality management, or TQM, we're emphasizing a holistic approach where everyone in the organization is committed to maintaining high standards and constantly seeking ways to improve. It's not just a set of tools, but a mindset shift that encourages quality in every process and interaction. Quality circles take this a step further by empowering small groups of employees to identify problems and develop solutions collectively. This fosters a sense of ownership and collaboration that drives real change from within the workforce. It's about harnessing the collective knowledge and creativity of our teams. And then we have iterative frameworks. These are methods like plan-do-check-act cycles that promote continuous, incremental improvements. Instead of waiting for perfect solutions, we test, learn, and refine in a cycle that keeps us moving forward. All of these elements, TQM, quality circles, and iterative processes, are interconnected. They reinforce a culture where continuous improvement is embedded into our daily routines. This approach ultimately helps us achieve operational excellence, satisfy our customers better, and stay competitive in a dynamic environment. That's the essence of driving excellence through quality. Now, let's take a closer look at some key concepts in quality circles and total quality management. First, empowerment is a crucial idea here. These circles, which are small and voluntary groups of frontline workers, help boost morale and unlock the practical expertise of those doing the work every day. By involving operators directly, we can improve processes from the ground up, making solutions more effective and sustainable. Next, we have quality circles themselves. These are regular meetings where frontline team members come together to identify, analyze, and resolve work-related problems right on the shop floor. The goal is to foster a sense of ownership and continuous improvement among workers. Moving on, customer focus is at the heart of TQM principles. Ultimately, quality is defined by customer satisfaction and safety requirements. This means everything we do should aim to meet or exceed customer expectations, ensuring their needs are prioritized at every step. Finally, total quality management, or TQM, is an organization-wide philosophy. It emphasizes that quality isn't just the responsibility of inspectors or quality control teams, it's everyone's job. Every employee, from top management to frontline workers, shares in the responsibility for maintaining and improving quality. This collective approach drives continuous improvement and creates a culture of excellence throughout the organization. Now let's take a closer look at the composition of the total supply cost. Often, when making purchasing decisions, many managers focus solely on the lowest unit price. But here's the thing, this approach can be misleading. It might seem like the cheapest option up front, but it doesn't tell the whole story. What really matters is evaluating the total cost of ownership, or TCO. This means considering all the hidden costs that come with a purchase. For example, logistics costs, like transportation, handling, and delivery, can significantly add to the overall expense. And don't forget about holding costs, such as storage, inventory management, and potential obsolescence. So the key takeaway here is that focusing only on the unit price can lead to underestimating the true cost. Operations managers need to look at the bigger picture, assessing these additional costs, to make smarter, more cost-effective decisions. This aligns perfectly with our overall theme of strategic sourcing and better supply chain management. Let's walk through the PDCA cycle, which is a fundamental framework for continuous improvement. Starting with the plan phase, this is where we identify an opportunity for improvement, define our objectives, and outline the processes needed to achieve the desired results. It's about setting a clear path forward. Next is the do phase, where we implement the plan on a small scale. This controlled testing helps us gather initial data and see how the change works in practice, while also minimizing risks. Moving on to the check phase, we review the test data carefully. We analyze the results to determine whether the change has successfully met our objectives. This step is crucial because it tells us if we're on the right track or if adjustments are needed. Then comes the act phase. If the change proves successful, we standardize it across the organization to ensure everyone benefits from the improvement. If it's not successful, we start the cycle again, using what we've learned to refine our approach. The key takeaway here is that this cycle promotes a structured, iterative process, encouraging us to learn from each step and continuously improve. When applied effectively, it helps embed sustainable improvements throughout the organization, aligning perfectly with our overall goal of operational excellence. And that brings us to the end of Module 5, Operations Management in the Auto Industry. I hope you've gained a clear understanding of the key concepts we've covered. Now, I'd like to open the floor for any questions you might have. Please feel free to ask about anything we've discussed or any related topics you're curious about. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to your questions. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the sources behind the images we've seen today. The first image, showing an automotive engineer inspecting an electric vehicle, comes from Vecteezy. It highlights the importance of quality control and safety assurance in the modern manufacturing process. The second image, depicting warehousing operations, is from Zone 24X7 and emphasizes how efficient storage and logistics are vital for smooth production flows. Lastly, the third image illustrates automated car assembly, sourced from Stockcake, which underscores the increasing role of automation and robotics in manufacturing. These visuals collectively reinforce the key themes we've discussed: innovation, quality, and efficiency. They remind us that behind every advanced vehicle is a complex, carefully managed process that integrates human expertise and cutting-edge technology. This holistic approach is essential as we move toward more sustainable and smarter transportation solutions. Thank you for your attention.